Welcome, 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 welcome. Well, rewind. Welcome, welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful, getting ready to go into the weekend. I know I'm totally excited. Got a really cool topic tonight to talk about. Hopefully, it'll give you maybe a slight mindset shift, get you thinking a little bit different than where you're at. What's up, baby? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Three signs you're not getting paid what you're worth and how to earn $900 in 1 hour. So, question: have you ever earned $900 in 1 hour? And if you have, just comment. Say it's not to brag. Yeah, go ahead and brag if you've earned $900 in 1 hour. And it doesn't matter which 1 hour that was. If you've ever earned $900 or more in an hour, go ahead and feel it. And I'm talking about you directly, like you personally, based off of your energy and your efforts earn nine. I'm not talking about from a team, and as a result of your team going out and doing a bunch of sales, you got a bonus as a salesperson, as a manager. But I'm talking about from your physical efforts of you selling something, promoting something, off of your own efforts. Have you ever made $900 or more in an hour? And the reason I'm bringing it up, and the reason I want to talk about the difference in that, is how it makes you feel, and how you're going to change your mindset shift, right? Greetings from New Jersey. Omar, thanks for coming by. Glow's in the house. Boom. I think I saw you. I think you were doing some makeup stuff today, Glow, with the whole blonde hair thing going on. I was like, who is that person? I was like, I think that's Glow. You look completely different. That was pretty cool that you can do it. Maybe I need some makeup. Maybe I can do a blonde wig and some makeup and stuff and see if I can look like a different person. So very cool. I think it's pretty awesome to have that power of going in and transforming the way people look and being able to be really good with makeup. That's pretty cool. So anyway, coming back to what I was talking about. So and $900 an hour. I mean, you think about it. There's a lady. I think she used to be the face of, I think it was MAC, a makeup or something like that. And she had gotten to the point to where she would like sit down and do a makeup session with somebody, and she'd make like stupid amount of money. Matter of fact, I think it was Bernie Mac, I believe, was talking about, I believe it was him or one of the comedians, or no, it was Steve Harvey was talking about his barber that would cut his hair. And as Steve Harvey started to get really famous, Steve Harvey would hire him to come and cut his hair. And this dude would make like $2,000 for a haircut, right? And it takes about an hour and a half to do a haircut on a guy typically. And the guy was making $2,000 to get a haircut. So sometimes your value and your worth is going to happen in an instant, but it takes a long time to get to that instant. It's not going to just, you're not just, man, some people might just have luck and stumble into something where they might get paid $900 or $1,000 or a really big chunk of change for something just on completely accident. Maybe you're in sales, maybe you're brand new in sales and you just starting your sales job and you sort of stumble through it. And as a result of just sort of stumbling through the process, you get a big commission. It's like, wow, it's huge, huge, huge commission. Sometimes that happens. But in terms of getting paid what you're actually worth, and in terms of what are the three things, what are the three signs that you're not getting paid what you're worth? The first sign is feeling unsatisfied, right? You're showing up every day and you're hustling and you're hustling and you're hustling and you're hustling, and you just have this, man, it just doesn't feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe you don't feel like you're doing your calling, or you feel a little bit disgruntled with where you're at, or you're just not like happy, like, man, I'm so excited. I can't wait to show up today. And Greg, I'm talking about your job, your work, whatever it is that you're doing to earn dollars. You just don't feel like you're worth it. You just feel like you feel uncomfortable. You don't feel at ease. And that might be one of the signs that you're not getting paid what you're worth. And on the opposite side of that is when you do get that big check, when you do get that, maybe somebody says, hey, would you come and speak, or would you come and do this, or would you come and train that, and they write you a big check and you go, wow, that's awesome. That's going to make you feel different. You go, man, I just got paid what I was worth. And it's not to put a limit on what you're worth, but it makes you feel good, like, well, wait a minute, if I just made this much money for doing this, then now I put more value and stock in what I'm doing. So what does that have to do with prospecting and building a business? It has to do with self-confidence, right? If your confidence, and I see this inside the marketing group we're in, we're rank makers, and in Inner Circle, I see people put up comments and they'll say, well, what do I say, or how do I say this? In you valuing and valuing your self-worth, how much you're worth, your confidence level is going to come up. When your confidence level comes up, your posture is also going to come up. So when you're presenting a business opportunity to somebody and they give you grief, you're going to automatically know, somehow it's just like magic. You're going to know what to say to them to overcome that. If your self-worth is down, you may want to backpedal into it and come from some kind of wishy-washy position, like it's because they're up here and you're looking up to them and they're whatever. So when your self-worth comes up, your confidence comes up. And when you value that, and the way to make that self-worth come up is to understand what your product does for somebody, what problem, what struggle does it help them with. So the second one, so the second sign that you're not getting paid what you're worth is you don't see the value in the product that you're offering to somebody. You're selling the what it is rather than what it does for somebody. So you can't see the value in that. So you don't feel like, hey, is it really worth it to show up and have to do this every day? Am I hustling and I'm not really getting where I'm going? And I had this conversation with my coaching clients and said, man, I've been doing this for 10 years. And you know, based on the conversation, I realized I was doing it wrong. Right. And after you've done something for a certain amount of time and you're just not getting the results that you want, this is the third one, you're doing something for a long period of time and you're like, man, I've been doing this for such a long time and I'm just not getting the results I want. That may be a third thing that you feel like you're not getting paid what you're worth, right? So in doing those things, how do we fix that? How would you fix those three situations? One is you need to understand, and this is a cool homework assignment. This is like thinking way big. This is like putting on your vision board. For those of you that saw my house that I put up here somewhere, my dream house that's in Greece, $2.3 million on a villa on a mount. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I mean, it's just such a beautiful house, and it's outdoor theater, just fire cool, very, very neat house. And you know, I've visioned that. And for those of you that didn't see my vision, I did. That's like one house. I would like to take that house and sort of put it near the beach, because my dream bedroom, now watch this bedroom and visualize this, go here with me, right? My dream bedroom is to have a huge, I mean, like a big, stupid bedroom, like 1,200 square feet or something. I don't even know if that's very big, but a huge bedroom. And the bedroom behind the bed is a huge floor to ceiling seawater aquarium with just all kinds of seawater stuff running through it, just the aquarium. And that's the light for the bedroom. Nothing else in the bedroom other than the aquarium and the bed. Nothing else. I mean, there might be some kind of stand behind your phone or something, but nothing. Behind the aquarium is a huge walk-in his and her closets. And behind that's a huge bathroom and shower and spa and all that fun stuff. But in front of the bed, when you wake up in the morning, you wake up and you can push the remote and the curtains slide back and the sun comes in. And you have this huge floor to ceiling windows, right? Going all the way from floor to ceiling, all the way across the bedroom. And you let the sun all the way come in. And then behind that, you have these huge sliding doors. You can open up the doors and you can smell the air coming into the room, into the bedroom. And the air is blowing off the ocean, because the ocean is out in the front. You can see the ocean, and you got your beach. And right before the beach is a huge pool that's off your deck. So you can go out onto your deck and you've got a huge spa right there, a sauna on your deck. If you want to get into the spa, you can sit in the spa, then maybe get into the swimming pool and walk across the beach and out in the ocean. That's the bedroom. That's my bedroom behind that really freaking cool house that I put up on Facebook. That's my vision. And I know, and you see how clear that was. I mean, I've got colors in there. I didn't go on all the colors and stuff, but the fish are swimming in the background and all kinds of cool stuff. And the aquarium it goes up and over through the doorway, so you can actually walk through the aquarium and the fish are swimming over, and you can walk back into the walk-in closets in the bathroom. I've had that dream for a long time. And the cool thing about that is I know that the only way that I'm going to be able to get that is I've got to impact a lot of people, right? I've got to make a huge impact on a lot of people to be able to achieve that dream, right? So what is my self-worth? How do I justify the self-worth to be able to get all that, right? So looking at that, writing that down, and that's part of the vision dreaming. So part of that vision dreaming in terms of learning how to do this is write down how much you would get paid per hour. What's your hourly rate, right? When I was doing social media marketing, basically when Twitter had just started, I got into social media marketing. I learned this exercise. I want to say it was from Mark Hoverson. Might have been somebody before him, but I was doing a part of the vision dreaming, how much you're worth. And I had to come up with a number that quantified how much time I would put in, because if you go with a number that's too small, people aren't going to value your service as much. Watch this, right? If you put a number that's too small, people are going to say, maybe I should hire somebody that's better, right? One of the shows that me and my wife, we haven't watched in a while, we would watch is these, it was like not Junkyard Wars. It's this show that would come on and they would rehab stuff and they would have a contest and they would have to go to swap meets. I think it was something swap or something. And they would buy these really cheap stuff, and they only had like $300 to buy it. And they would come and they would sell it at a swap meet. And I remember one of the episodes, there was these two sisters, and they went out and spent like maybe $130 on a couple of dressers and some chairs and stuff. But they took this dresser that they paid like $30 for, and they finished it and they refinished it up and painted it, made it look really beautiful, and sold it for $900. And the lady that runs the show, she asked them, like, why did you do that? And they said value, perceived value, right? It was the perceived value. Nobody knew they paid $30 for it. They could have easily said $65 or $75. And if I'm looking at something for $75, I'm thinking I'm going to buy it and rehab it and sell it for $600. That's my thought process, right? Because it's the value. So you've got to understand the perceived value in your time when you're talking to your prospects and you're out there recruiting and you're putting messages in people's inboxes, or you're sitting down across the table from a prospect and you're trying to sell them something, you're going through the sales process, you need to know what your time is worth for the process so that you can put your customer or your prospect on the money so that they value your time and they understand who they're dealing with on the other side of the table. They need to understand that you're worth $900 an hour or $1,000 an hour or whatever that number is. And when I did this exercise, getting ready to go into the social media managing stuff that I was doing, had managing Twitter accounts and doing all kinds of other stuff and doing posts. I had to come up with a strategy. How much is my time worth? And I did that. And each property that I managed, and I call it property, each vertical that I managed for somebody on Twitter, I would charge them $1,000 a month. And here's the catch to this: I would tweet for them 15 minutes a day. So when you back that $1,000 a month for 15 minutes a day, how much was I getting paid per hour? And that's how I worked the math into that, is how much am I getting paid? And I didn't have one single person flinch when I said it was $1,000 a month, and I explained to them it was 15 minutes that I was going to tweet for them and do their Twitter management at the time. That's some pretty decent income based on the hourly rate that I was making, right? So I'm figuring I'm working 5 or 6 accounts in a day. I was working an hour and a half a day, making $7,000 a month. You understand the concept there, right? You understand that concept. And of course, other social media managers came on board and got big organizations, and they figured out a cheaper way to hire somebody else to do it for less, which sometimes that happens. But I didn't devalue myself and my services because I was really good at building Twitter pipes and building Twitter verticals and all that stuff when Twitter first came out. And my Twitter account went from like nothing to 40,000 literally overnight because of how I did that. And I had DJs coming on board and all this kind of stuff because of what I did on social media. And when somebody asked me what I charged, I instantly gave them an amount, and they didn't ever second guess it because they understood the value in what I was bringing to the table for them in terms of time to offset the time so they could go do something else. So it's what kind of value do you bring? Is you going to justify your self-worth? So you need to understand it. I would go down, this would be my homework if I was you right now and you're sort of struggling like this doesn't feel right. You need to understand, what does your product provide? What struggle does your product or service help the consumer on the other end overcome? And it's got to be something stupid valuable that you bring the value to. You got to have confidence in it. Does it save them money, and how valuable is it to them? Not just the $15 that they're going to save, but if they just save $15 a month over a year, and then you're able to take that $15 and put it into a mutual fund at a decent rate of return at the end of 20 years, how much would that $15 be worth, right? So if you can back yourself into those numbers, if you can crunch yourself into those numbers and look at your worth, and what would that be worth to me? If I can teach these people how to make, $300,000 over the next 20 years, how much should I be charging them for my time, right? And when I'm saying charging somebody, you're not going to charge a prospect, but you need to realize that when you're in their inbox and having that conversation, you need to move them in the direction of, hey, I've got package A, B, or C. If you're really thinking that you want to go in and make that $1,500 a week or $1,000 a week or $10,000 a month, this is where you need to start. And if you understand how much you're worth, they're going to feel that value coming from here. Here's what I do with my team. Now, not everybody coming on board your team is going to want to be there. So you can, of course, like I talked about yesterday, is you're going to want to interview them and find out how much money they want to make and where they're at. And if they feel a confidence coming from you on your end, they're going to feel more confident in going out and putting in the hustle. I hope that makes sense. So I wanted to share this with you. If you really want to make yourself worth $900 an hour, then you got to understand how much time how valuable you are, and what kind of assets that you bring to the table with whoever you're dealing with, whether it's your team, your prospects, new business people, if you're in traditional sales. How much time are you going to spend with a customer to close a sale? There needs to get to a point where you're like, I'm done. We've crossed. I'm in the negative money zone. Working with you for one more second is going to make me start losing money. And you've got to understand where to cut that off and say, okay, I'm done here, because you get to a certain point where you spent way too much time with somebody trying to make, $150, and you've gone way past your threshold of time that you should have spent with them in the first place. So I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope you got tons of value. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator. And I hope you are too. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.